Hello class, Miss P here. We are here to celebrate National Mother Goose Day on Friday, May 1st. So here we go, we have our nationaldaycalendar.com article. We have an illustration here of a woman, maybe an older woman. She's got gray hair and she's riding a goose. So let's learn more about what this image is here. So National Mother Goose Day. National Mother Goose Day is observed each year on May 1st. This day honors Mother Goose, the imaginary author of a collection of fairy tales and nursery rhymes we loved as children. So it's this book right here, the Mother Goose, the collection of illustrated nursery rhymes and fairy tales. So it says, Mother Goose is often illustrated as an elderly country woman in a tall hat and shawl, but she is also sometimes depicted as a goose wearing a bonnet. So that explains this picture here. So this is supposed to be Mother Goose. So one of the examples is the nursery rhyme Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater, which might sound a little familiar. So this is the original that was from 1825. So here it sounded like this. Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater, had another and didn't love her. Peter learned to read and spell, and then he loved her very well. So that might sound a little different from the one that we know. So the one that we know nowadays, the most well-known version, is Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he keeps her very well. So see, they're a little bit different, and a lot of them haven't quite aged well. If you imagine some topics that they were talking about in 1825, they might not be so politically correct or maybe appropriate for children nowadays. So some of them have been a little updated, which is interesting to see how they've done that. So how can we observe Mother Goose Day? It says, in honor of Mother Goose Day, revisit those wonderful childhood stories with your children. And share your favorite Mother Goose story. So maybe some of these will sound familiar. I'll read some of these, like this one. We know, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick, right? That one might sound familiar. Or this one might sound familiar. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. That one, or we might recognize this one, The Cat and the Fiddle. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. So some of these that might sound a little familiar, think back to maybe preschool or when we were younger, and we might have heard some of these nursery rhymes from Mother Goose. All right, enjoy. So the history of it says that Charles Perrault is believed to be the initiator of the fairy tale genre when he published his fairy tale collection in 1695. His publication marks the first authenticated starting point for the Mother Goose stories. An English version of Perrault's collection appeared in 1729. So Robert Samber's histories or tales of pastimes told by Mother Goose. These fairy tales introduced Sleeping Beauty, we may have seen that movie from Disney, Little Red Riding Hood, Puss in Boots, think like Shrek, and Cinderella, and others. So Mother Goose's Melody, a book of poems for children, was published in 1781 and has been enjoyed by billions since then. Mother Goose Day was founded in 1987 by Gloria T. Telemar in tandem with the publication of her book, Mother Goose, From Nursery to Literature. So if you're curious, you can look up on the internet some more about Mother Goose, maybe hear some more of these nursery rhymes. I'll also put a link in the video description to the Project Gutenberg. Project Gutenberg's blooper reel. The Project Gutenberg is actually a great place where they have collected titles that are available for public use, and they have the PDFs of the books. So this is the full original, the original Volland edition, and like I said, I'll put the link to this, but you can scroll through and it's PDFs of the original, and you can read some of them, or even just look at the illustrations. The illustrations are very very whimsical, very, very fun. So you can check that out too. And I hope you guys have a great Mother Goose Day and enjoy some fairy tales or nursery rhymes. And I'll see you next time for our next national holiday. Bye.